Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Good morning, you guys. For me, it's still morning. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are on the planet. I am live now recording, but I'm not live when you're going to listen to me unless you're on Instagram right now. I am live from Montreal, just on the south shore of Montreal. So Brossard, I will shout out to Brossard people. I am Marie-Ève and this is Me Time Podcast. No, I do not have a nice introduction to introduce my show. I have not been that creative yet. I just go with the flow. I do speak fast, so I'm sorry if you're missing out some words. But actually, at the same time, hi, Mary. Knowing that everything is about energy and vibration, if you're missing out on things I'm saying, first you can go and listen to it again. You can listen to my podcast more than once if you feel called to. But also, I am a fervent believer that my inner being always guides me to the right person at the right time, at the right place. And whatever I need to hear, I will hear. Whatever I'm not a match to hearing, that's not useful for my own journey, I will not hear. So sometimes I miss that because you were not a match to hearing it yet. So that is one of my beliefs. And so that's why I'm never late anymore. If I'm missing something, I was not needing it for myself. Because when you need something, when something is yours to have, you cannot miss it. The universe will make sure you see it, will make sure you hear it, will make sure that you don't miss it. That is proven in my life. When it's yours, it's yours. And this weekend, because we're still May 18, this is the third podcast I'm recording today. I know, no, time does not matter. So this is why I'm letting you know. I did not do one last week and one the week before. I did 3 the same day. Just because I follow my highest excitement. I do want to be here with you guys when it is to my highest excitement. Not that it's not to my highest excitement on normal days, but I want to make sure that I do things in alignment to my highest excitement of the moment. And when I'm in the process of doing something, I will do it full on, right? I give myself fully. And so today I got a few things I want to talk about that I didn't go through my list yet. I wish my podcast were more than half an hour. I could talk for hours. I could talk for literally a couple hours. And even this weekend at the National Women's Fair. By the way, I'm a life coach. I'm a mindset life coach. If you don't know who I am already, I already have all these podcasts recorded. For those on Instagram today, you guys are lucky. You get those 3 right on the lives that are recorded already. But those one are gonna be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on my website, on my YouTube channel, on Stitcher, Deezer, name it, it's there. My website is marievmongrain.com. I do offer one-on-one coaching. I offer group coaching, business coaching. If you want to bring me into your family, I can do that too. I do offer conferences about my grief journey and about love attraction, how we create our own reality. I offer a program also, which is called Freedom Formula Seminar, and in which I teach you about love attraction and how we create our reality through being fully conscious. And now we deal with our negative emotion. It's not negative emotions because an emotion is, right? But to the, I will say, that was a weird thing. I apologize for that one. The negative, I don't want to say negative, but the negative emotional baggage that we have. I have to find something else. But for you guys to understand, I will still use that lingo because it's something you might be more used to hearing. But anyway, so I do offer that in what I do personally in my own coaching. I offer this program and it's $297 US and it's available right now online. You go on my website, Freedom Formula, and you can take it now because it's already recorded. But in June, I am offering it from 2 to 3:30 every Wednesday. So Wednesday, June 1st, 8, 15, and 22nd. I offer that class. It's about an hour and a half where I do about an hour of theory and a half an hour of coaching with people. And I teach you all the tricks that are working for me and living in the new paradigm. So now for this podcast, I'm just going to share a quick thing. My daughter has lost her first big tooth. She lost her front tooth at the bottom, back in December. And now after so many weeks, I don't know for you guys, for you parents out there, she lost her first big tooth at the top yesterday. She actually pulled on it. She's like, I just took it out. But it's been weeks and I can handle puke. I can handle poop. I can handle mess, but a wiggling tooth, oh my God, it's disgusting. Like, and she takes pleasure. She's like, look, mommy. And she goes with her tongue and she's like, la, 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 la. And I'm like, she could twist her tooth so you could see the upside, like you could see the inside out of her tooth. It was gross. Like, I'm now like enjoying the process, right? Because I could say I want the tooth out, and for a long time, I'm like, I want a tooth out, like it's just gross. But now, like as I'm staying in the present right now, saying, oh, this is exciting because this moment will never happen again. She cannot lose that first big tooth ever again, right? It only grows from here. Now our big adult teeth are coming out. I want to cry as I'm saying this. Oh my God, it's so like so beautiful. Like there, when I'm in struggle, like when I've been struggling so hard, because I was struggling. I'll be honest, I was struggling, but you know, like I of course I can struggle. I'm still gonna succeed, right? But struggling in the past and the future, and now being in the present, I'm like, I can't wait for my kids to be a little older. But no, it's to learn how to be present now and to trust, like, right? If you think you're gonna die soon, of course you want your whole future to happen right now. But now it's okay, I can trust. I've enough evidence that I create my reality, and I can trust and have faith that I'll be there for all their life journey, right? They're gonna need me for the rest of their life. Like actually, I'm gonna die before them when we're old. But like to trust that the life that I want for us when they're 16, I don't want it now. I want it when they're 16, and to trust I'll be there. So I not to wish away this for when they're 16, because that right now I can never get it back, right? So it was just for me that tooth that she pulled yesterday was like enjoying that toothless smile, right? To enjoy it, because it's not coming back now. Like it's gonna grow as that big weird smile that kids have when they have those big adult teeth at the front, like because it's all gonna work out. It's gonna have a beautiful adult smile, and like everything is always working out and working for us. But to say, oh, even though it's like, mommy, let me bug you again, like I'm gonna disrupt you again. I said, you don't disrupt me. I may find it gross, but you are not disrupting me. You are not a burden, even with this, right? Whatever word she used in French, I don't remember. But it was just like to take a moment and appreciate that freaking wiggling tooth, even though it turned my stomach upside down. God, it was gross. Oh my God. Yes. If your kid has vomit on the floor, I'm going to go and pick it up. I'm going to even hold their hair. But man, I even tried. I don't know, like, I don't just talk about love attraction and stuff. Like, I still share my life. I find it super awesome. And it's like, I tried this week because it's been wiggling. Like, she had a photo shoot 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, it would be nice if it falls just after. Like, hopefully it lasts until the photo shoot so that our pictures still have our nice full smile, our full teeth smile. And it lasted. So it's been 2 weeks. So for like 4 or 5, 6 weeks now, I've been saying, oh, it's about to fall. It's about to fall. So it's been 6 weeks that she's being like, look, mama, and just going like this where it goes. Like the tooth, it's like standing straight, like perpendicular. It's yes. I'm like, gross. But I'm like, keep bugging me with it. Right? That's your age. That's the fun of your age. Enjoy it. Enjoy the experience fully. Embody it. This is what a 7-year-old should be going through. Having fun, freaking annoying her mom with her wiggling tooth. Not trauma stuff, wiggling tooth. Like, and it doesn't matter if it's gross. I'm still looking. That was, for those who are a little sensitive, block your ears. But like, I could see when she like turned her tooth. Yeah, I'm gross. She turned her tooth, and then you could see the little bump from the back. But then you could see the top, the nerve going from the gum to the tooth. Because I'm like, okay, as much as it's gross, I gotta get used to it, right? Because I got a second girl who's gonna lose her teeth too at one point. And so gotta start getting used to it. And just as much as I used to hate spiders, now I can taking a cup and putting a piece of paper and liberating them outside so I don't squish them anymore, or not as much anyway. But like getting used to it and just finding the awesomeness in that disgusting fact that it is. I even tried, like, I'm like, okay, it's like, it's only hanging by a thread. Just saying that it really was just a thread. Ugh. And I tried with like toilet paper and put like a bunch of it so I don't feel, and I just couldn't, like, I couldn't get myself to touch the tip. I couldn't. I'm like, no, it's gonna fall on its own when it's ready. The universe will, like, you will have the impulse to do it. I will not force you to do that. No way, Jose. And I'm glad she did it on her own. So, and she had fun. She was so proud. Like, I just pulled on it, and it didn't hurt. Right? It didn't hurt because her tooth was ready and she was ready. I did not force my experience and my discomfort on her. But if I'm uncomfortable with the situation, I want to take it out so that I feel comfortable. I'm making her to go something that she was afraid of so that I feel comfortable. No, that's why it's like, you are the owner of your experience. For me, it's important to say my own limitation, I will not transpose them on my kids so that they can experience life as they wish. So I'm not going to tell my kids, don't run because you're going to fall because I fail or I know somebody who fail. I will let them and just say, nothing, have fun. And then she will learn her own. She might actually surprise me and not even fall, right? And oftentimes I would tell my kids, be careful, you could fall, or like, don't run or whatever. And she said, see, I didn't fall, right? I want my kids to trust me when I speak, but also I want them to trust themselves more, because I only have a limited certain amount of experience and they have their own experience. Their vision of the world is not flawed yet. So I want them to say, when they do something, see, I don't get punished, I get love. When I do something, things happen for me. I don't get hurt. I may have fallen, but I don't get hurt, right? So it's just to not transpose my limitation on them. Most likely they will not get hurt. And their inner being will always guide them where they need to go to always protect them. So that is my take on that. Now, yes, this weekend, no, today we're Wednesday, Monday. So this weekend, my grandmother is turning 99 years old, like 99. For me, my family, like our mother, she passed away around, I think she was 102 or was just about to be 102. And my grandma, she's 99 years old. I told me, like, this is amazing. Like, this is so cool. Like that I've got a grandma that's this old, still alive, still fully senile. Like she's still there. Like I live far, so I haven't gone. I chose not to go and visit her because I'm tired of doing the road to go visit my family all the time. But I've seen her on FaceTime with my cousin a couple of times, which is super nice. And she raised me a lot when I was really younger. She took care of us, me and my sister. And so this weekend is her birthday. So she's turning 99 this weekend. And I got invited on a Facebook group on Monday from my family. And it said, oh, I was just added to the group. And I'm like, oh, it's grandma's birthday this weekend. They're actually doing a birthday, like it's a long weekend too. Oh, they're doing a birthday party. Cool. But they've been talking about that for the past 2-3 weeks. I was just not in the group. And some people would say, oh, I won't go because I'm busy. I won't go because I'm choosing not to go anywhere. And I say, well, thank you so much for the invite. Unfortunately, we won't be there by self-respect. If I'm second thought, I was not even in the first group of being invited. Thank you so much. I never would have said that before. Never. Am I putting shit in the family or whatever? It would not be the first time. I'm like, I am not playing small anymore. People who want me to go somewhere, they need to deserve it. I don't play like last or second thought anymore. I'm part of the family. I was part of the family. Now you're great. Thank you, universe. I'm like, thank you, universe, for having thought about me. But I chose, because I could have said, oh, good, I can go this weekend. I got a long weekend. I had nothing planned. I had a garage sale that we're going to do, but I could have just changed that. I mean, it's a garage sale. My grandma's turning 99. I'm choosing not to go. And I say, you know what? I'm choosing not to go see my family. My life is here now. And if they're not gonna, if I'm not invited and wanted on like just, we forgot about her, right? It's not my problem anymore, right? I got sad a little bit, got a little, I know my inner child was like, again, not thought about, like last minute, blah, blah, right? But it's like, you know what? I can choose to be sad. I can choose to be angry, or I can choose to say, you know what? I love you guys. This is bullshit. I deserve to be invited way before that, not like a couple days before, because you know at last minute, we forgot about her, right? No. So I said by self-respect, I'm not gonna go. Thank you. I'm like, man, Marie-Ève, self-love, self-love. If I want to go see my grandmother, I will go see her and celebrate her with her herself. I don't need to be going to a party with a bunch of people who were not always there for me. So like, no, I chose that. And then yesterday I met with someone. I helped someone, one of my friend, releasing stuff about her own traumas and stuff. And then yesterday afternoon, I cried. Like, you know, when you're going to the dark night of the soul, when you're going through grief, and when you're going through the work of seeing your worth, you're grieving everything you didn't get, and every perspective that was like, oh my God, I thought this was true and this was not true. Man, I actually was not treated well. That was freaking bull crap. And I cried yesterday. I cried and it was painful. Sometimes I cry loud, but yesterday it was like a screaming pain. And even after I was done crying, my belly hurt. I'm like, man, it's painful. I'm like, yeah, if it is painful, you're right. And then I would cry again and cry again and cry again. Like there was a lot of emotional release. And even I did a live yesterday and I was sharing my story and I was crying again. I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I was not expecting to cry, but I just being validated that everything I went through was crappy makes me sad, right? I think I was so in denial of how shitty people were with me and making excuses and saying, I'm still good, and not understanding why people were not on my side. And now when I explain it, people are like, man, that was shitty. And now like, yes, I know. And I cry, like somebody understands what I went, like somebody like is validating the pain I went through. It's weird. And it was just crying. Even when I did my conference this weekend, I started crying in my conference, which normally I can talk about my story, like, yeah, this has happened, this. But then as I was saying, I felt my emotion. Like, whoa, this was not supposed to happen. And I was not planning on crying. That was not, it's not part of the sketch. There's nothing planned that says here, you're going to cry. It was just the emotion. And this is the scary part, is when I tell my story and I see it through people's reaction. I can tell my story and say how I lived it. But getting that mirror back of seeing them in pain, hearing my story, it shows me how bad it was. You know, it was so bad. And I'm like, it's still normal, right? I normalized what happened. Like, oh yeah, no, it happened. You know, when you're used to normalizing shit, it's just normal. And of course I can get through it. Is that just it? But then when you take a minute and accept that this was not right. Anyway, for me, man, that was it. It makes me cry and it makes me feel vulnerable. Definitely feels vulnerable. And to see people connecting to my story, I mean, some other people went through something similar, but they mirrored how shitty what I went through was. Like I try to not think about it that way, right? Like the positive me, everything is good anyway. And no, it's hard. So that's the hardest part when I share my story and somebody like, oh God, right? Like that. It's not because they're sad and whatever story whatever they're going through is, they feel for me. And now I feel for me. I was not feeling for myself, but thanks to you, now I feel for me. But at least I'm supported. Like things are changing and evolving. So it's good. It's better. I do feel the love and support from people. And yes. So now I know sometimes my story make people uncomfortable. And that's why like in my conference, I want to talk about love attraction and I can help you. But I don't want to always, I do want to share a little bit about my story, but I don't feel like people want to hear about it because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about my own story. I've lived it already once, more than once, because when you have anxiety, you live that same story over and over and over. And yeah, trying to make a better ending or make a, I want to cry saying that. Trying to change the outcome, trying to change everything from my mind. Oh, I'm crying now. And then you're just coming back to the present where it has not changed. Everything still happened. But just trying to heal that perspective was, yeah. Anyway, after this weekend, it was good. One thing that was good was yesterday, I started writing emails to the winner of my draw because I did draw 3 seminars and 2 coaching calls for the people who came at my booth. And I had fun. Like I met people and I talked one-on-one with them or like in little groups and you can go like 2 podcasts ago where I actually share what we talked about. And so yes, I'm like, I have these coupons with all people who put their name in the draw. And so like if they were interested in one-on-one coaching or seminar or beach body coaching or whatever, I'm going to send them an email. And so yesterday I wrote that email of like, that would just copy paste. So I'm sorry, people. I know I'm not sorry because when you have a mini coupon with many emails and I want to help you guys, I got to copy paste. I got to save some time somewhere because I don't have anybody working for me yet. So you're going to all get copy paste, copy paste, copy paste for according to what people wanted, obviously. But it was fun because one day I called and I say, well, here's my price. Like, oh my God, it's expensive. I now know my worth. I know I'm definitely worth it. But I also missed a call and I got this message on my phone. It's like, hi, I'm calling for someone else. It's not for me. Someone else is ready to take steps in psychotherapy and like they just don't want to call, but like I'm calling for them. Do you still have space for patients and all? And I was like, ooh, I'm starting to attract people who want my services. Yay, because even there's one girl at the fair, at the women's fair, who said, I'm going to call you. And I said, I'm going to take your name and I'm going to call you too. So I called her. So she still wanted to work with me, just my price was not in her budget yet, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to attract clients. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to lower my price because I know now I'm having the clients. And if they don't want to work one-on-one, I'll offer them the seminar, which we still do some little one-on-one, but in group. And I give them the tools to do it on their own, right? But it was like, man, I'm attracting people. And I called that lady back and like, yeah, I can work with the person as long as they contact me because it's with them I'm going to work, right? But I was so proud. I'm like, oh, my vibration is releasing and I'm starting to attract people who call me. And first of all, I want to tell everyone who's listening, a life coach. Like I am not a certified therapist. I'm not a certified psychotherapist or a psychologist. I do not have any of these credentials. I am no doctor. I do not diagnose for mental health. I do definitely help mental health, right? If your self-confidence is 5 out of 10, my job is to help you get to 10 out of 10. Obviously, I do very similar work, but it's not psychotherapy. It's coaching. And I do emotional work and spiritual work, but it is, and I have to say it because for legal reason, right? I'm not part of any association and it is not my job to do this psychotherapy if that's what they need. But I am, in my own experience, I've been more efficient than many people, right? Even I have clients that said, I work with a therapist for like 20 years. We work on this issue of self, like not good enough. And in one session, I've helped them. Like those are not my words. You can go on my website and read the testimonies. And I was like, are you serious? Like in one session, I've done more than like your therapist in 20 years. She's like, yeah. So like, don't take it from me. Go read the testimonies on my website. It's on the homepage at the bottom. People, from my experience, when I was going at the therapist, oh, there's a spider. We were talking about spider. And I was sitting there spending $100 an hour to just share about my day and share about my problems and being supported. And I even didn't trust her because I thought I was a narcissistic person. And she was like, no, you're not narcissist. They're narcissists. And I still didn't believe her. I'm like, I'm definitely not. And maybe I'm faking it. Maybe I'm so good that she believes me. I don't know. But that is trauma response. And many people will tell you that's the trauma response for having been gaslighted your whole life. I couldn't even trust myself. If you can't trust others, it's because you can't trust yourself. Anyway, it was not fun to be in my head for a long time. It was not fun. I enjoyed it though. I had great discussion with myself, but I can reframing everything. Like the work I've done is amazing. I have to give myself a tap in the back and a big hug because it has not been easy. Like I didn't take any medication and just working through mindset, one belief at a time. And yeah, but it was so happy to have somebody contacting me. First, you guys are not patient. People who work with me, they're not my patients. I'm not a doctor. They're clients, right? They're my clients. But I just wanted to share how I'm starting to have calls. Like I did have calls in the past. Like people from other countries, because this is why everything is in USD, because I work with anyone in the world. But yeah, it was just like, oh, she's interested. And now I had to say, it's not, they are interested to work with me. My price is just not in their range, but does not mean I should lower my price. Because my price is not to your liking or in your budget, does not mean I don't have that worth and value. Right. So for me, it's learning this. Because sometimes maybe I could just lower my price. No, I know I'm worth this. I've spent the money on coaches that same price. And I know that there's something I could have done even better to help me. Like this is what I needed. But I know I'm going to stop thinking I need to lower my price to have more clients. It's just to own that I'm that good at what I do. But yeah, so that's something you guys can do too. Your value is not better because you lower your price. Okay. What else? Oh yeah. I got myself an inflatable spa a couple of weeks ago because one of my dream right now, it's not my dream house, but I'm it's my dream house it was my dream house when I moved in here for a while. Like not my dream house, but to escape and get out of where I was. This is a dream come true. A really nice backyard. We didn't have a pool or any hot tub. So I actually bought a couple of weeks ago. I said, I'm going to do it. I have no clue how to take care of a pool and take care of water, with the chemicals, but I'll find a way. And then in the end, I went to the store, the pool store. They gave me some product to put in it. It's been amazing. I've been really enjoying it. It was on my deck, but I didn't tell the owner of my house. It's just that, it's nothing can happen. And then he comes and is like, I want to paint the deck. Now can we move it now? I kind of have to empty the whole thing. I kind of have to empty the whole tub before we move it, which took a couple hours. And I was so upset. I'm like, well, I was sad. Actually, I was upset. And later on, I went to cry because I'm like, I just finished installing it. Everything is working well. Now I just want to go and enjoy my hot tub. And you have to empty it and do it over again. Do it again. I'm tired of having to redo everything again. Luckily, he was there and he helped me and things worked out. But I was even though the deck is not we don't need to paint right now. I'm gone for 2 weeks in July. Could you not just do it when I'm gone? I was so crushed that I had to do it and change it again, man. But in the end, I'm like, yeah, you didn't ask permission to put it there. So you kind of have to deal with it. You're still worried about, if the deck will hold with all the water. So I get his concern and, his love for us. But it was still a part of me that was I have to redo it again. Oh my God. I'm just starting. But that's something out of my whole life too, right? But he was there and I was supported. Even mowed my lawn. he helped me. I'm like, okay, you want to do it? Fine, sure, thank you. I will not say no. Right now, I'm learning to not say no if somebody offers me support. And even I ask, right? I ask for something. And so I'm learning, I'm getting better and better. And I hope that my stories, they can definitely inspire you to do better. Just this weekend at the National Women's Fair, my neighbor across the aisle, we talked pretty much the whole weekend. And just from talking with her, she said, oh my God, you just inspired me to do a video. She sells underwear. I'm like, oh, cool. Really? Oh, it's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I guess because I did videos myself. I don't know how I inspired people, but apparently I'm an inspiration for people. So I hope that even though I didn't share about a bunch of love attraction this time in this podcast, by just sharing my own life stories, as fun or gross as they were, that it has brought you something. And please share in the comments, either on Instagram or like go on my website. You can come and write whatever you need to share with me. If you're in disagreement with something I say, if you agree with something I say, I love to hear from you, and I read everybody's comment. If I get them, I read them all. I don't know if you comment on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I don't know how to get those messages. I don't know if you can actually leave comments, but whatever, if you go on my YouTube channel or wherever you can find me near, always message me. If you've been inspired to do something, I will always take the time to read you. So on this, you can find me on Mary Mongrain 90 on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also on Facebook, but I'm more Instagram and TikTok. And on marie-ève-mongrain.com. And on this, you guys, I wish you an amazing day. It's so beautiful outside, sunny today. And I'm going to go and do some business networking tonight for the first time, so I can see if everything's working out for me. And on this, you guys, may your day be as awesome as you are. Ciao. I'm going to say ciao, ciao. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.